AJ Quest here. What's going on, guys? Just want to do another fight review. This time it's going to be on the undercard from John Jones versus Daniel Cormier for that light heavyweight championship belt. It's going to be on the undercard. The fighter that we're going to be talking about today is Anthony Pettis versus Edson Barboza. If you guys don't know who they are, look them up. Just to let you know, before Rafael Dos Anjos was the champ, he beat Anthony Pettis for that belt. And Edson Barboza, he's one of those up-and-coming rising star in the 155-pound division. He's trying to make a statement and trying to beat Anthony Pettis. But it's going to be a tough task. But the good thing for Edson Barboza, he comes from that camp. If you guys know Frankie Edgar from Tom's River, he fights out of that camp with Ricardo Almeida. And also the last person that just beat Anthony Pettis also trained with Ricardo Almeida and Frankie Edgar. That's Eddie Alvarez. So Eddie Alvarez just recently beat Anthony Pettis. And the way how he beat him was he pretty much out-wrestled him. And just pretty much just hold him down there and just rain down some punches and just pretty much do the ground and pound. Keeping Anthony Pettis from his bread and butter, which is his striking. If you guys are not too familiar with Anthony Pettis is one of those unique individuals of the striking world. Let me tell you, man, he's super fast. He got great hand speed. He has knockout power. He has those taekwondo kicks, plus pretty much like those Muay Thai kicks as well. If you guys watch his highlights on YouTube, and you guys could find it, and let me tell you, this guy's one bad striker. So don't get it wrong that just because he lost from Eddie Alvarez, he didn't pick up more of a wrestling intelligence, which means he trained with he changed out his camp a little bit, just trying to get familiar with the wrestling game before he got into a fight with Eddie Alvarez. But I think he needs a little bit more seat time in the wrestling world, so that way he could get himself acclimated to the wrestling, so it's kind of balanced his game out, so he's not always striking and keeping them on a distance. And for him, that's his bread and butter. Like I say, he's a striking guy. He has one of the best hands and one of the best leg kicks, man, in the business. And I don't know if you guys remember when he fought Ben Henderson in WEC, when he won the 155-pound belt from Ben Henderson. He pretty much ran off the side of the cage and did a kick right across Ben Henderson's face and just pretty much, knock him over, man. But Ben Henderson is not an easy fight either. But you guys already know how that fight went. He ended up winning that belt from Ben Henderson. Then the funny thing about it, when Ben Henderson came from WEC, he won the belt in the UFC for the 155, and he ends up losing it to Anthony Pettis. So pretty much, like everybody in the fight game has their kryptonite. Apparently Ben Henderson's kryptonite is Anthony Pettis. Like I say, he comes from that striking pedigree, fast hand, fast legs, very intelligent fighter when it comes to the stand-up game. Now, let's talk about Edson Barboza. Edson Barboza, he's a well-rounded fighter. He can't, he's not just a striker. He's a grappler. He's a wrestler. He's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy. Like what I said, he's a complete package right now. And the way how he fights, he reminds me of almost like an Anderson Silva mixed with like Jose Aldo style of fighting. But not saying that he's on that level with the striking game as Anthony Pettis. Like I said, this is MMA. Anything could happen. But Edson Barboza, he's been fighting for a while. I think he's ranked top 10 in the division as well. And I think he just recently, let me see, who did he lose from? But I know he just recently took a loss. But for the most part, I think, this is going to be one great match. I think both of them are both coming off of losses. So both of them want to prove a point, especially, Anthony Pettis, because, he was the champ for that 155-pound division. And now he wants to make sure, he gets that belt back. So the only way you could do that is, one, he needs to beat Edson Barboza. And not only that, then he needs a rematch against Eddie Alvarez. But right now, Eddie Alvarez is the next in line in fighting for that belt. So we'll see what happens. You know, it's like very interesting now for the 155-pound weight division, because one, Conor was supposed to fight, Rafael Dos Anjos, but that didn't go through. He fell through, and then he ended up losing to Nick Diaz, and that's another separate conversation on another video. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. Against Anthony Pettis versus Edson Barboza. So let me know. Leave me your comments. Leave me your thoughts. I think the way how I see this fight's gonna end up, if this end up staying on his feet, striking game, hands down, I think Anthony Pettis will get the job done. If Edson Barboza sticks with his game plan, just to pretty much did what Eddie Alvarez did, hold him down, take him down, use his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, use his wrestling, and I'm sure he's been polishing up on his wrestling, because he's gonna be learning from the best. You got Frankie Edgar there in the camp. Ricardo Almeida is your Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu coach, and also Eddie Alvarez. You know what I mean? So all he has to do is just follow that game plan, and I think he could, in taking that win and taking Anthony Pettis out and just hold him there. Not saying, I don't know if he's gonna finish Anthony Pettis, but if he does, you know what I mean? He's, like I said, he's a wrestling guy and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and a grappler, and plus he has some nice striking skills as well too. So let me know what you guys think. Who you favoring more for this fight? And like I said, there's a whole bunch of great fights on this undercard with John Jones versus DC coming up. So alright guys, let me know what you think. Leave me your comments. Hopefully you guys like the video. I'll keep more videos coming up for the fight game, UFC, Bellator. I'm gonna be reviewing boxing as well. So let me know. Give me your thoughts, man. Let me know what you guys want, what you guys want to talk about, what you guys want to discuss. So like I said, thanks for your time.